Public Enterprise. He served as the PG program director for 7 years. He served as a professor of computer science. And he authored several books, published number of papers. Professor has put in 4 decades of experience. Sir, it is an honor to have you as a resource person for 1 week faculty development program on student interaction program conducted by Department of Humanities, JNTUCA. So over to Professor Sai Kumar, sir.
A very good afternoon. The Honorable Head, HNS, JNTU Anantapur College of Engineering, and esteemed participants, each one of you proven in your own specialized areas, whatever you are teaching it. It gives me immense pleasure to share my little knowledge with all of you. Yeah, I spent 4 decades in the academic world, and not only just teaching, we are also focusing on research, consultancy, and we were doing a number of corporate training programs. 2014, I took the premature retirement. I had another 5 years service. I said, nothing doing. I don't want to work anymore. I left the job to take up this responsibility of going around the colleges and universities, conducting several programs and delivering lectures. Almost 5.5 years, I delivered about 600 plus lectures, conducted about 150 faculty development programs and 140 skill development programs. In the last 4 months, I have delivered more than 100 webinars. That's what, all this, no money. I always tell the people, no honorarium, no memento, no bouquet. That's the conditions I have. I want to serve the society, and my full-time job is to inspire the students and young faculty, ignite their minds, involve them in career building is what I'm focusing on it. I'm trying to change in the mindset of the people and trying to see if they can perform better and better is what I'm trying to look at it. Well, you're all attending the 1 week students induction program. I have a question. Sorry, I have a habit of putting questions. Please bear with me. What is the difference between induction program and orientation program? You type in the answers in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and give the answer. Both is acceptable to me. If you are unmuting, please mute immediately after completing the answer. What is the difference between induction program and orientation program? Any one of you? Open? Okay, fine. I'll give the answer. Don't worry. Induction program is more informal. And it's a short duration. We are inducting the people into the organizations. These are what happens. In the case of orientation program, it's a formal program. It's generally a long-term program, maybe ranging from 15 days to 1 month. Some organizations do 3 months. For example, civil services, they do 1 year training. So induction is only more informal, just to bring them into the college and show them what the facilities we have. Some kind of thing. It's a short duration, maybe 2 days, 3 days. Of course, now people say it's a 15-day program is required and so on. But orientation is more formal and it has to be long duration has to happen. That's the difference. Well, friends, I'll speak for 2 minutes in Telugu and then switch over to English. Because certain things when you speak in the language only. ఎక్కడ మనస్సు నిర్భయంగా ఉంటుందో, ఎక్కడ మనస్సు నిర్భయంగా ఉంటుందో, ఎక్కడ మనిషి తలెత్తుకు తిరుగుతాడో, ఎక్కడ విజ్ఞానం స్వేచ్ఛగా మనగలదో, ఎక్కడ ప్రపంచం ముక్కలు ముక్కలై 4 గోళ్ల మధ్య మగ్గిపోదు, ఎక్కడ పరిశుద్ధ జ్ఞానవాహిని కులమతాంత విశ్వాస పీడారులో ఇంకిపోదు, ఆలోచనలోను ఆచరణలోను నిత్యం విశాల పదాల వైపు ఎక్కడ మనస్సు పయనిస్తుందో ఆ స్వేచ్ఛా ప్రపంచం వైపు నా విద్యార్థులను నడిపించి భగవంతుడా. మీ నిష్కలంక రశ్మేక్షేత్రాల లాంటి హృదయాల్లో జ్ఞాన బీజాలను నాటాలని నా ఈ చిరు ప్రయత్నం which I'm doing it. Well, friends, the topic given to me is emotional intelligence. That's a big topic. In fact, we teach as a full semester course in the B schools. But you want me to do in 3 hours? Let's see how best I can justify it. It's a big challenge for the people. For as human beings, we have a lot of emotions. We go through it. How do we manage? How do we control ourselves? How do we ensure we will not lose balance of the mindset? Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand, use, and manage your own emotions in a positive way. We all go through a lot of emotional happiness, sadness, sorrow, and anger. So many things happen. So emotional intelligence is the ability to understand, use, and manage your own emotions in a positive way so we all can climb the career ladder. This will also help us to relieve the stress, communicate effectively to the people what we wanted, and empathize with others, overcome the challenges, and diffuse the conflicts if any arises. It's very common, both personal life, professional life, sometimes we have conflicts, even within the family or even the workplace. How do we do that? That's where your EI can play a role. Wherever our emotions are connected, we won't see mistakes, but truth should be same for all. It has to happen. Patience and silence are two powerful energies in balancing emotional. Patience makes you mentally strong. The person who has got a lot of patience, he becomes mentally strong. And silence makes you emotionally strong. You need to have both this if you really want to manage your emotions. I would bring in 3 E's. That is, you need to economics, ethics, and emotions are required to be a successful person. Economics, paisa chahiye. You need money. You need to have ethical behavior, ethical practices, we need it, and we need to manage your emotions. If you can manage these 3, you will be a successful person in the organization wherever you are. When you talk about emotional intelligence, the few terms comes to my mind. That is, people talk about IQ, EQ, SQ, AQ. IQ is intelligent quotient. Is a measure of comprehension ability, how much of comprehension you are able to understand all that is happening. To get work done through people, you need to have IQ. Now, EQ, that is emotional quotient, is a measure of ability to maintain peace. Because ultimately we have to have the peace both at workplace and home, you need to have it. And the next is SQ, spiritual quotient, or sometimes people call social quotient. Positive thinking and positive attitude, you need to have it. It is a measure of ability to build a network of people and maintain it over a long period of time. My dear young friends, today it's almost important. We need to focus more on team performance. I don't know how many of you are aware. Team is an acronym. It stands for Together Everyone Achieves More. Mathematically speaking, 1 + 1 is 2. In a team performance, is 1 + 1 is 11. That's the strength to derive it. So, ability to build, it's not only working, networking is important. Networking with the people. Today, because of this pandemic situation, we are not able to meet in a classroom. We are meeting online. And when you meet in a regular classroom, quite often I see, because I conduct several faculty development programs and several student programs, people always try to sit together. People from the same college, they sit together, or same department, they sit together. No, that's not the purpose. When you attend seminars, conferences, and workshops or FDP, that's an opportunity for you to build a network with your counterparts who are maybe working in different parts of the country or different parts of the state. It's an opportunity. You need to grab it immediately and get the benefit of their experiences, what's happening in their respective university, respective college, and gain that. And you'll also make a friendship. Tomorrow, suppose for some reason you're going to that place, at least you have a friend who are there to guide you locally. It can happen. So it's not only working, you should be networking with the people is very, very important when you talk about SQ. Then they talk about AQ, adversity quotient. Important. Today, everything is uncertain, volatile, uncertain, critical, everything is happening. It is a measure to ability to go through a rough patch of life without losing our mind. How you handle adversities in life. And that's what it talks about. So what does emotional intelligence comprise of? IQ only determines 20% of life success. Intelligent quotient, we pursue so many degrees, doctorates, and so many things. IQ only determines 20% of life success. Other influences that determine a person's success is mostly the emotional intelligence. So look at how much emotional intelligence is contributing to our success. These are things like self-motivation and mood control. You need to control your moods. IQ and emotional intelligence do not conflict with each other. Luckily, they don't conflict with each other. They are independently work, but they both contribute to our success. IQ can only contribute 20%, whereas EQ contributes almost 80%. They just operate as two different entities in a human being. Some are very intelligent, but emotionally incapable, then they spoil their career. They spoil the relations both at workplace and home also, they spoil it. This can create a lot of problems in life. If you're not able to balance your emotions, it creates a lot of problem in life. Emotional intelligence has 5 different aspects it has got it. First is self-aware. You should know what you are good at it. What is your strong points and weak points? One should be able to do self-assessment. Because these days, Antariksha Vikshanam just now, we are able to look into the space. Antariksha Vikshanam is Kani Antaranga Vikshanam Chetu. We are not able to look inside and to question ourselves. Who am I? What am I? Why am I? Where am I? When am I? All these kind of questions you need to constantly raise yourself. That will help you to transform yourself. So one should be self-aware. Managing one's emotions. You need to manage your own emotions. And motivating oneself. You need to motivate yourself. We're all now grown up. Nobody can motivate us. Nobody has got time today. So you need to motivate yourself. Self-motivating and having empathy to others. Please be considerate to others. It's very, very important. And handling relationships properly. What are the relationships we have? Maybe boss-subordinate relation, colleagues relation, equal relation, or maybe family-side relations. All that you need to manage properly. You need to be strong, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. You need to be strong to be a successful person. Physically strong, you have to be Shakti is required. And mentally strong, Samarthya Mandali. And emotionally strong, Saurya Mandali. Being self-aware, knowing what you feel. Feelings are always hidden, please understand. Only when it's attacked, it comes out. Always we have all the feelings inside. Their self-aware means that you need to focus on your internal state. Self-aware means you should know what are your internal things, how to control it. Sometimes we get anger, sometimes happiness, sadness. All that we should be able to manage things. Another thing is being aware that it produces proper self-analysis. We all cross the stage. We need to do our own analysis, self-analysis. Just calmly, quietly think about it. See what is good things I've done, what I have done, not so good things in the day before you go to bed. Analyze it. What are the good things you need to continue for future also? What things which you did not do properly, you need to look at it, correct yourself or improve the performance so that you become a better citizen tomorrow. That's the purpose for which you need to do it. And control yourself even when your emotions are strong. Sometimes we are so angry, so frustrated. We want to shout at somebody, throw something at them. You need to control that. That's what is important. You need to be conscious of both your thinking and your feelings. You need to balance between these two. You need to balance it into. Yeah, we have motion to emotion. And that you should use in a positive way to get the promotion, but not commotion. Don't let in Indian commotion. We have motion, we need to move. And that will lead to emotions. And if you can handle properly, you go to promotion, otherwise it will lead to commotion can happen. Let's see managing how you feel and controlling your emotions, what you have it. Self-control, you need to have self-control. I have a habit of putting questions, sorry for that, but you need to take it. What is the difference between talk and speak? Feel free to answer, we are all friends. I am also a teacher. If wrong, we'll correct each other. Nothing wrong in that. Let's be open and start giving the answers. What I found, there are 2-3 people are English teachers, English faculty. What's the difference between talk and speak?
I think the speak is involved with only one person, whereas talk can be among people.
Okay, good attempt. I appreciate it. I want at least one more person to respond. Please participate. No problem. We are all friends. Don't think I'm a senior. I'm also like you only. I'm as a teacher. I always feel I'm the young person. We use this.
The two people are talking, not speaking, but we can say he is speaking to me.
Very good, sir. Excellent. I think that's enough. We stop there.
Thank you, sir.
Speak is one-way communication. Talk is two-way communication, multi-way communication. We request a guest to come onto the stage and speak. Look at it. Speak is more formal, talk can be informal. Is what? Anyway, number of questions are going to come up as we move. So let's come back to the topic. Managing how you feel, controlling your emotions. Self-control over emotional feelings is an asset for you. Self-control or emotional feelings, what you have is an asset for you. For example, I'll give a question. Now, you all went to the school for 10 years and 2 years of +2, and maybe except Lavanya, rest all 3 years of graduation and 2 years of post-graduation. That means 17 years of life in the school and college combined. In case of Lavanya, it is 18 years of life because their BTech is 4 years. Yes or no? I'm not counting LKG, UK. That's the reason I said 10 years of schooling, 2 years of +2, 3 years of graduation, and 2 years of post-graduation. So 17 years of life. In case of Lavanya, it is 18 years of life. You spent in the school and college combined. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Good. One more person. At least minimum 2-3 people should answer it. Let's make session interactive. Otherwise, afternoon sessions are boring, I know. Good. Yeah, please. Yeah, somebody type the answer. Yes, sir. One more person, please.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's enough. Sorry, friends, that's wrong answer. What you said, yes, is wrong. Do we go to school or college to spend our life or invest our life? Think about it. Do we go to school or college to spend our life or invest our life? We go to school or college to invest our life, to enjoy the fruits of this for the remaining part of life, whatever we have it. We put in the hard work, we succeed, we get good grades, good marks, and maybe we get the campus recruitment, we go to company and start earning it. We are here to invest our life, not to spend our life. Please clarify this point to your students. They are not here to spend their life. They are here to invest. How carefully they are investing every minute of a time, you will enjoy the fruits of this for the remaining whole life, whatever they have it. If they want to spend it, let them go to dhabas, resorts, amusement parks. This is like a temple or a church or mosque or academic institutions. They are here to invest very carefully every minute of their time. If they lose that time, they will never get back. For example, in this year, we have come to almost end of 2020. It's gone. Is there a way, can anyone help me to get back? Or I'll say, childhood is the best part of life. Is anyone can help me to get back my childhood? No, we lost forever. So please change the mindset of the students. They are here to invest their life. They are not here to spend their life. How carefully they are investing their life. How carefully, how effectively utilizing this time which they are spending in the academic institution, be it school or college and so on. Because parents are paying their hard-earned money for the education of children. And they should utilize it. Anyway. So, however, a life that does not have passion is dull. You need to be passionate. Is very, very important. First, as teachers, we need to be passionate. Then only we can create the interest in the minds of the students. I'll give another example for this. When you walk into the classroom on the first day of your subject in a semester, when you walk into the classroom on the first day of your subject in a semester, generally what we do, we look at the first chapter and teach that and say, come back and tell, yes, chalo, ek chapter khatam ho gaya. One chapter I completed. Sorry, that's not the way. When you walk into the classroom on first day of your subject in the semester, that class, maybe if necessary 1 more 2 periods, you need to utilize to talk about the beauty of the subject, greatness of the subject, usefulness of the subject, what kind of contributions people have made for this subject, what kind of sacrifices they made, and what kind of employment options are waiting if they can master this subject. Our job is to create interest in subject. If you have done that, I'll tell you 50% success already achieved it. And students will start focusing on it and they'll start taking active role in learning that subject can happen it. That is all. So for which you need to do your background preparation to talk about all that. That's very, very important. You need to focus on it. So life that does not have passion is dull. You need to be a passionate teacher. My dear friends, teaching is not a job. Teaching has to be passion. Teaching is not 10 to 4 job. Sorry, it has 24/7 job. That's how one need to work on it. And therefore, this gives birth to a medium stance. If you can really passionate, it can help you to improve personality. The stance is to control emotions accurately. What is the stance we're doing? We want to control our emotions. We should not lose our emotions and then spoil unnecessary relations, be it in office or home, wherever we are. It will help us to control all that. Managing proper feelings is a job that has to go on and on and on. You need to manage proper feelings in the given occasions. It's very, very important to stay focused and start working on it, what you're doing it. The art of managing emotions is an important skill to learn in life. You need to know how to manage the emotions, control your emotions, and don't, when there is a joke is there, yes, you can laugh it. But not that when somebody died and people are crying and you go and laugh, that's not correct. Maybe you're internally happy because your enemy has died, but we can't do that. So the art of managing emotions is an important skill to learn in life. It's very, very important. You need to do that. With some effort and change of attitude, it'll become better as well. If you can put in some effort and change of attitude, attitude is one which determines your altitude to which you can climb your character. If you can bring in change, my dear young friends, the only thing constant in life is change. Environment is changing, technology is changing, our subjects are also changing. So many developments are happening in any subject. So the only thing certain is uncertain. We have experienced Corona. We never thought all this will happen. If some of you work in private colleges, the salaries are not paid. Even if they paid, they're paying only half. And that's the background. And so many people lost their jobs. So many people, daily workers, they didn't have anything. So if with some effort, if you can change your attitude, it becomes better as well. A painful feeling is to get rid of his anger. One thing we must have control. That's where I did a program in one of the college, Art of Anger Management. It's anger which spoils the total relations. What are the good name earned over a period of time? If you bring in anger, gone, all the people forget, they'll only say, so and so is a bad fellow. That's all. A painful feeling, but is to get rid of anger. Maybe you had some pain with somebody, but still see how best you can. This is because anger gives the person energy. Unfortunately, anger brings in a lot of energy. That's the reason at that point of time we shout at high pitch or we throw something at somebody. It generates a lot of energy, and that's negative energy. By negative energy, you're also spoiling your health and mood. Both can happen. So anger lasts for an extended period of time when it's triggered. Don't allow it to trigger. You need to immediately address those things and stop there. If you allow it to sustain for a longer time, it creates more problem. If first it spoils your own health. My dear friends, heart is a very fertile ground. It depends on what you're planting. You're planting positive thoughts or negative. Both it will grow faster. Please note this. Hence, control negative emotions. Control the anger so you have space for positive things want to grow, not negative things to grow. And this makes people angry quickly because you are unnecessarily giving the extended period that anger. Just forget about it. Just come out of that room where you had some discussions and come out, just have open air and have a deep breathing for 5-10 minutes and go inside. That's also a problem. A proper way to avoid emotional attacks is to find something to distract you. Something you divert your attention to other things. Then you are not there. Your mind goes to the other side and take a task which you really love and enjoy and do that. So you come out of it. Let's see the next part. Self-motivate yourself and meet your goals. We are all now grown up. We need to take the self-responsibility. We need to motivate ourselves. Nobody has got time these days. We need to motivate ourselves and we have to meet our goals. We have certain goals to achieve it. If you want to accomplish your goals, the most important thing which is required is discipline. Discipline is at most important to convert your goals into accomplishments. Discipline is what they look krama sikshana antar. Krama sikshana means kramamu tappakunda sikshana pandede krama sikshana. You need to practice every day. Like for example, PV Sindhu, she practiced every day, morning 4 hours, evening 4 hours, as a tournament or no tournament. But unfortunately, the academic institutions, somehow the focus is more of examination orientation, but not education orientation. Exams support day and night man pillalanu chaduvtunnaru. What is use? Markula kosam kaadu, marpu kosam, to bring in the change in the minds of people, transform them as true professionals is what need to focus. So don't make everything examination, make it education orientation. Learning the subject is more important. Passing the exam is a byproduct. When you're reading a book, you need to have 4 sides. You need to have a sight, you need to have insight, you need to have a hindsight, you need to have foresight. Sight is required to read. Insight to read in between the lines. A lot of hidden meaning is there. Hindsight, recall your past knowledge and experience, what you had. Foresight, what's the kind of developments are happening in your respective subjects. You need to think about it and bring all that into the classrooms. Drishti undali, antardrishti undali, sukshma drishti undali, dura drishti undali. You need to learn, because teacher is the crucial link between past, present, and future. Teacher is the crucial link between past, present, and future. Because you need many textbook is already 1 to 3 year old, and a lot of developments are happening. I must be able to bring in that into the classrooms and keep my students ready for the tomorrow's thing which is going to come up. There is a reason in academic world we always say teaching and research, they go together, so that the latest developments can be brought into the classrooms. There is a reason we have so many journals in our libraries, so that we can see what the latest articles are appearing, bring into the classrooms. But unfortunately, while I was in service, I used to go for the AICTE inspections. And I go for inspection, one of the places I always love to see is library. And wherever I went there, generally my complaint is, books are not sufficient, journals are not sufficient, magazines are not sufficient. This is my general complaint. Once I went to one of the college in Maharashtra, an engineering college, and it was a private engineering college. We took around, and the chairman of the college, an elderly person, must be by then 70-year-old. He wanted to show me the library building. It was a beautiful building from outside. Yes, we went inside. We saw. We took it around, and we had some discussions with the librarian. When I was coming out, I told the chairman of the college, "Sorry, sir, you don't have enough books, and you don't have sufficient journals," and so on. I started talking to him. He told me with folded hands, "Sir, I don't know why you're asking for all this." You know the reason? He said, "Forget about students, sir. Even faculty are not coming to library. Then why should I waste my money?" Maybe he's right, but I can't agree there. Are we utilizing the library? We are every year adding thousands of books and so many journals, periodicals. They come depending on the periodicity. Are we looking at it? And we need to look at that, and we need to come and tell the students, so and so book, so and so chapter is very well written there, or so and so magazine, so and so article is very good, which is relevant to you, this context, and so many references has to be done. So, a proper way to avoid emotional tasks is to find something to distract you. Positively motivating yourself is the key to attaining success, whatever you want it. You need to focus on. The best musicians and athletes became outstanding because they can endure hard practices. They go through a lot of strain, stress, they go through it and put in the best efforts, and finally they're succeeding as gold medal or silver medal of the Olympics, and so on is happening it. My dear young friends, I have another question. What is the difference between stress and strain? Sorry, don't mistake me. It's my habit. What's the difference between stress and strain? We commonly use these words.
Maybe related to psychology or brain, but strain may be physical strain.
Good attempt. Next. Next, at least one more person. Please participate. No problem here. We're all learners. Yeah, let me help you. Stress is mental, strain is physical. Over, simple. Make the answer short, sweet, and crispy. It's easy for the students to remember it. Yeah, when you have to write the exam, then you have to give the complete definition. In the interviews, give the short answer. If you want to explain, then you can explain totally. Make the answer short, sweet, and crispy. Okay. So the best musicians and athletes became outstanding because they can endure hard practices. They put in that hard work and really stay focused and can happen. Year after year, without fail, they keep going on and on and on is happening. Look at some of our sportsmen continuing for so long. Some of our musicians, for example, we all know Dr. S.P. Balasubramaniam. For more than 4 decades, he was singing, and so many songs, a record which he created, and continued improvement, for which you need to keep in mind 3 things. First and foremost, you need to have continuous performance, continuous improvement, continuous innovation has to focus. You need to continue to perform at level what you are and improve it further and further. And innovation has to be brought in. My dear young friends, innovate or evaporate. The order of the day is, for example, look at your cell phone market. Every 6 weeks, a new model cell phone is coming to the market. Look at your entire automobile industry. Every 6 weeks, a new model vehicle comes to the market. Unlike the olden days, our ambassador car survived for 50 long years, but today it is not possible. So you need to bring in innovation, bring it from time to time. You need to talk about it. Okay. So continuous performance, you need to continue to perform it. I have a simple question to all of you. How many of you preparing on your own annual report, not when the principal or HOD is asked? How many of you prepare regularly your annual report on your own, not when asked by the principal or the HOD? That I'm not asking. Be honest. I'm here to help you. To my knowledge, 99% of the people, they don't bother to maintain the record. Yes, at least somebody is honest to say yes, no. My dear young friends, you're all youngsters. You have a long way to go in your life, career path. We all do so many things, but what happens? Human memory is short-lived. We forget things. That's human nature. Why don't you start documenting things which helps you? Suppose, say, let's say, for example, today Lavanya is assistant professor. Tomorrow she applied for associate professorship. When she comes to the interview, one of the common questions we ask is, Lavanya, please tell us what is that you've done last 5 years. How much she can recall? Tell me. I'm not blaming. Yes, how much she can recall. If she has not documented, if she has documented, that file is with her, she can quickly go through the whole thing and be ready to answer it. Otherwise, you can immediately take out the report and show to them this is what I have done it. My dear young friends, please start documenting the work, what you've done every semester. In fact, every month also you can do it. Just 1 page. I'm not asking anything more than that. Just write 1 page every month, what all things which are done, which you feel is worth mentioning, which is for you to refer it. At the end of the 12 months, just combine all that. Those 12 reports, put some kind of chapterization and submit. That's all. Simple. Why not doing it? I have this habit of documenting right from 1984 onwards. 1984 to 1996, I used to prepare on my own, whether bosses asked or not. On 31st March evening, it goes to honest table. Never delayed. I ensure that. And from 1996 onwards, I moved one step further. Every month, on the last day of the month, I used to send the report. By then, we had emails and all. So I used to send email. On the last day of the month, it automatically goes to reporting. 2014, I left my job. And 2015 onwards, every month, I share my monthly report, what the work I've done, to 300 people across the country who are my well-wishers. I'm not working for anybody. Nobody is my boss. I'm the boss to myself. And on December 31st, I compile all this, mail to 3,000 people across the globe who are my well-wishers. And some people give some advice, share, and so on. Good. What is it? I don't lose anything. Why you are not doing? For example, I can show you the report. Here is a report right now I have in my table, which talks about last 5 years, what I have done it. It's a printed document. Why don't you people prepare it for your own benefit? You think about it. I leave it to you to do or not. Emotions are important in whether a person go on with life. Why this is? Because they can limit or improve a person's efficiency of using internal skills. Each one of us got a lot of internal talent. If you want to use that, you need to have the emotions, proper emotions. Otherwise, you lose it. This is because they can limit or improve a person's efficiency of using internal skills can happen. The ability to control personal emotions and delay proper gratification is an important skill you can have in it. I have another question. What is the difference between knowledge and skill? What's the difference between knowledge and skill? Thank you. Yeah. What is the difference between knowledge and skill?
Skill is practical implementation of knowledge.
Yeah, Lavanya is answering. Yes, please go ahead, ma'am.
Through skill, we can present our knowledge.
Okay. What about others? Somebody is typing. Okay. Knowledge is theoretical, skill is application of knowledge. Okay. One more person, then I'll give the answer. Please try. Yeah, good. Somebody is responding. Creative knowledge is theoretical. Okay, fine. Thank you. My answer is very simple. I always look for short, sweet, and crispness. Knowledge is what, skill is how. Answer. Knowledge is what, skill is how. I can give a lecture on biryani for 1 hour. But if you ask me to prepare biryani, I don't think I can do it. That is skill. How to prepare is skill. What is biryani? Yes, I can answer it. So, knowledge is what, skill is how. You need to focus, students has to focus more and more on skill building, has to focus. How to do things are more important. That's where you need to focus on it. Maybe a researcher, you focus on what? But students have to go and work in the industry. They need to focus on how to do things are more important. They need to focus on it. It's very, very important. This is necessary for achievements such as graduating from college and carrying out a strict diet. You need to have it. The another area where it's happening is, for example, in our colleges, you're all working in colleges. Please tell me how many periods per week is games period in your college in the timetable? How many periods per week you're giving for games and sports in a week in the timetable? Good. There's one person already said none. All that is after 5 p.m. That's not in timetable. No, don't talk to me. In the timetable, I ask. Look at it. I'm sure some of you done your B.Ed. In B.Ed, we talk about 3 things: curricular, co-curricular, and extracurricular activities. 60% time to be given to curricular activities, 20% to co-curricular activities, that is essay writing, debate, elocution, paper presentation, seminars, model building, phase, and so many other things. And 20% for extracurricular activities, sports, games, dance, drama, cultural activities. Look at what a great injustice we are doing to our own students. We need to, because at the end of 4 years, I'm sure Lavanya will agree with me, the recruiters will ask all-round personal development deals. All-round personal development. How can it happen when you're not given time? 60% for curricular activities, 20% for co-curricular activities, 20% for extracurricular activities. Then you can transform that boy or girl as all-round development. Today, we are not giving, both as parents and as academicians, we fail. We are not giving enough time to our children to play. That is the reason the present day youth, right from the age of 20, multiple chronic disorders. I'm today 66 plus. In the last 50 years, I'm not gone to doctor as a patient. As a friend, I would have gone, professional requirements would have gone. But look at my young friends right from the age of 20. I don't know what kind of complaints they have it. Because the bones will not strong, the muscles will not become strong if they don't do physical exercise. That's where I'll tell you also. Please every day do half an hour exercise. Whatever is required, whatever is comfortability. Maybe walking, jogging, running, skipping, dancing, swimming, whatever is required. At least breathing exercise, which can take care of health. Recall, all of us read in the childhood, health is wealth. Arogyami mahabhagyam. Today you have seen the corona effect. Hyderabad Hospital, corporate hospital, they were charging 10 to 30 lakhs billing they are done for each patient when he is admitted. How do we get this money? Unless the government, if you're government servant, okay, government will take care of it. Otherwise, there's so many people who are not employed with the government. What will happen? So you need to do some exercise, take care of the health, please do that. Anxiety makes a person less intellectual. Unnecessarily you get into anxiety. You can't stop it. Anything is happening, you can't stop it. Rather, you build the capability which is required to face if uncertain something happens, rather than anxiety. However, having a good mood makes you think much better. So have a balance, maintain silence and peace of mind that can help you to make better and better decisions. Otherwise, we spoil the things on our own. So you need to be optimistic and have hope. Never lose hope, whatever comes. These two things also play critical roles, being optimistic and hope. Optimism being very positive, so things will turn out fine. You need to positive attitude. I conduct programs on positive attitude, a gateway to success. If you have that positive mindset, yes, you can do wonders. It's possible. So many people have done it. And hope is not giving in the face of adversity, although there are many obstacles. Never lose your hope. Continue to try. If not today, tomorrow I will succeed. It's going to happen. You need to stay focused, work on it. My dear young friends, dare to dream and strive to achieve for that. Thinking small is a crime. For which I bring in a Sanskrit quote here. Kalpana to sankalpana to parikalpana to rupakalpana. Kalpana is dream. Sankalpana, diksha, particularly the power of determination is required. My dear young friends, desire changes nothing. Decision changes something. Determination can transform everything. That's the power of determination. Sankalpa. Balama andariki untundi. Sankalpa balam call to achieve things. Kalpana to sankalpa. Parikalpana, what is your plan of action to achieve the goal? What you set for yourself? If you can take up these three, Rupa Kalpana, the picture emerges right in front of you. Thinking small is a crime. Aim high and strive to achieve it. Dr. Kalam's favorite quote. Kalalu ganandi, kalalu sakaram chesukondi. I'm a strong believer. Each one of you have immense power. You have the capability to achieve what you wanted. Stay focused, work on it, balance your emotions. You all can do great things. I'm a strong believer in the youth of this country. Each one of them has potential to grow. If we can harness, if we can show them the right path and change them, if at all we can transform them, they can do wonders. I'll give an example for this. Generally in a classroom, the first couple of benches are serious, more study oriented and so on. Middle benches, you need to do a little push. They can also study well. The problem comes in the last benches. The students who are sitting in the last rows. What is it we are doing? We generally say, what is this for Indian children? For which I have two things. Prajalu chedugaina palinchu prabhani tappu. Prajalu chedugaina palinchu prabhani tappu. Shishud avadeni chedugaina guruni tappu. Shishud the con. It was never about a better student. It was never about it. It is always making a student better is our job. It was never about a better student. It is always making a student is better is our job. I'll give an example for this. Imagine for a moment you have 3 children of your own biological children. 2 are born normal, 1 child born with some defect. What we do as a parent? We give more time, more money, more resources, more to that 3rd child who was born with some defect than the other 2 children. The same please do in the classroom. Those last benches, maybe some problem they had. So just talk to them on one-on-one basis. You can transform them. I'm telling you, it's possible to think about it. If you are willing to do it, yes, it's possible. I have done it. I have succeeded in doing that. Yes, for which you need to spare an extra time for that. And let me tell you, if you can transform that student to the last bench, he will remember you lifelong. All the time you keep telling, my career is turned only because so-and-so sir or madam who transformed me. Other would have been landed as a gunda or some anti-social element would have become. They'll remember it lifelong. Let me tell you, it happens. So can we do something about those boys and girls who are, some problems they have, maybe they have their own problems. So hope is not giving the face of adversity, although there are many obstacles might create it. We need to overcome those challenges, cross those challenges and face it. Like in the running race, they have hurdles. They need to cross that. They can't say, there's a hurdle, I can't cross it. You need to focus on doing that. Optimist create failure for something that they can fix because he's optimistic. Even if some failure is there, he can fix it and move forward. Can happen it. That's a very unity focus. Therefore, they do not feel down when things do not go in their way. They do not come down. They do not bog down. And they say, yes, let me try. Let me think about it. And I should be able to sort it. I will be able to fix this problem. That is an optimistic. You need to have it. This is an excellent emotional intelligent attitude that promotes better performance in the corporate world. Tomorrow, when your students go and join the corporate world, there's an excellent thing which can help them to succeed in their professional career can happen it. Self-efficacy creates both optimism and hope. It is a belief that the person can face any storm that they meet if you have the self-confidence. You need to have the courage to face any situations. Never ever lose confidence. And it's possible if you want, you can achieve it. Maybe it may take time, but you can achieve it. There's a quote in Hindi, भगवान के घर में देर हो सकता है लेकिन अंधेर कभी नहीं है. It may take a little more time. There's no question of darkness. Are we willing to work for it and transform? Can we do something about it? Is what we need to focus. Psychologists have discovered a peak performance state. It is named flow, and it gathers the most actual uses of emotional intelligence. It is the feeling you obtain if you are completely involved in a task that you enjoy it. For example, we keep telling our students, that is wrong. First, develop the liking towards subject. Every subject has got its own beauty, its own usefulness. If you're able to realize that, you can start working on it. That's where you need to focus on it. I have another question to you. Sorry, I'm getting too many questions. Last semester, that is last academic year semester, assuming the academic year was closed smoothly before the corona came in, did you finish the syllabus? Assuming your semester is over before the corona, did you finish the syllabus? Yes or no? Yes. Why people say? Assuming there is no corona and the semester has come to an end, how can you say no? You are supposed to cover the entire syllabus. Then what will happen to the rest 40%? You covered only 60%. I'm not blaming you. Don't mistake me. Sorry, friends, that's wrong. Now let me put the question. Somebody is putting up, we covered online. I said there is no corona. Let's say semester has come to normal end. Did you finish the syllabus? This is my question. Let's assume for a minute, corona, the lockdown came in somewhere in May. Assume for a minute. Did you finish the syllabus? Now you respond. Okay. So all of you are saying yes. Sorry, my friends, that's wrong. Let me now put the question. Did you finish the syllabus or did you complete the syllabus? Think about carefully. Did you finish the syllabus or did you complete the syllabus? Think carefully and answer to me now. Did you finish the syllabus? Did you complete the syllabus? What is the difference between finish and complete? Because somebody is putting up complete. What is the difference between finish and complete? What's the difference between finish and complete? We use these words very common. Like, child goes to the mother and says, Mommy, I finished my homework, can I go and play? Mommy, I have completed my homework, can I go and play? Child goes and asks mother to go and play, right? So it's very, very commonly we use it. Yes. Well, friends, let me get the answer. Finish is with reference to time. Complete is with reference to quality. Finish is with reference to time. Complete is with reference to quality. But generally, we are only finishing syllabus. Completing counts for expert from both students and faculty has to happen. That's where the real challenge is. So think about it. So flow is in the gray part between the perception and boredom and anxiety. What the perception say, what you feel is boredom or anxiety, that's where in between comes. You need to handle it. It is a state of proper attention and self-forgetfulness. You need to have the proper attention. Another question. What is the difference between attention and concentration? Go back to school days when we were making noise, our teachers shouted, attention, they shouted. No need to discuss, finish. Okay, fine, thank you. Attention and concentration.
What I feel is attention would be focusing towards outside, whereas concentration would mean something focusing inside.
Okay, good attempt. One more person at least. Oh, let me give the answer. Attention is physical presence, concentration is mental presence. I am there in the classroom, but my mind is worried. Aaj Nagarjuna ka movie release raha hai, NTR ka movie release raha hai, Prabhas ka movie release avutundi, akkadiki ellali. Ee saari eppudu velipadtadu ani tittukuntu కూర్చుంటాను. I am attention, but no concentration. Attention is physical, concentration is mental. What we need is concentration in the classrooms, what students are doing it, not attention concentration. Attention plus concentration is distinction, you will get it. Attention minus concentration, detained in the same class again and again. Attention, but no concentration. What do you use? Manasa vacha karmani ani cheppi. You need to have it, mind is required. You need to present there. Not just physical presence is no use. So the brain is at a pace during the stream, it happens. After that, you carry out tough tasks with as little energy as possible. You need to balance your emotional things. If not, you find everything is very difficult to carry forward because you're exhausted already. That's the reason we generally say, when you are exhausted, take a break for 5 to 15 minutes, come out and just go in a green area, have a cool breathe, close your eyes and just breathe. Deep breathing, not breathing, deep breathing is required. That will recharge your body. Your mind will come to a still position and you can start achieving things can happen. That's what the advantage. Okay. Attention plus concentration is distinction. Somebody wanted me to repeat this. Attention plus concentration is distinction, you get it. Attention minus concentration is detention in the same class. You will be detained again with no concentration. Yeah, thank you. So, if you want some to attain the flow, ask them to perform the activities that they love in a repeated process. Whenever you get frustrated or to think, just go out, take up things which you enjoy. Let's say somebody is interested in gardening, just go and work there and garden for some time. That will relieve you all the tension and you start focusing on it. Or somebody is interested in listening light music. Okay, fine, listen to it, nothing wrong. You need to come out of that situation, otherwise it will increase more and more stress in you and you will start spoiling your mood and your relations, your thinking process will go, all that will happen. Best is to come out. That's where you can manage to come out of that. I'll tell you, in our family circles, one day some marriage proposals were discussing. And when the proposal came, yes, parents were discussing pros and cons towards this boy and so on, this common. The girl somehow, since this boy seems to be a very good fellow, this was a highly qualified, acha pay packet type, good companies working and so on. At some point of time, this girl said, no, why are you so much worried? He's highly qualified, he's getting good pay packet, what is the problem? I had to break the ice. I said, fine, let's go and find, there are no discussions internally now, let's go there and meet their family, discuss further, then we come back and discuss. Because I have to break that, otherwise this girl may flare up unnecessarily and spoil the whole environment. So we went to there and had discussions, came back. Then I spoke to this girl separately and said, this is what it is. Now you decide. Because by then she was cold. I took her alone separate and I told her what are the pros and cons of accepting this or rejecting this proposal, what has come. And by then she was cool, she realized, she said, yes, I'm not interested in this fellow. That's what emotional, sometimes they are immature, you know, this happens. So you need to handle those things very carefully. Even personal life, it happens. So empathy, mastering the best people skills. Today, it's very, very important. You need to have excellent interpersonal relations. Please understand, in an organization, everybody is important, right from top to the bottom, including the sweeper of the organization is important for you. I'll give an example here. I worked with TCS for some time in the initial days of my career. And we had some major project was coming from US to us. And one of the client was coming from US. We told our vehicle driver to go and pick up that guest from the airport, bring him to the office. That time I used to work in Bombay. I don't know how many, if in Bombay, if it rains, it's a flooding happens. That's all. So this fellow picked up the guest. In time he reached and picked up the guest. And while returning, there's sudden downpour, entire traffic jam. Bombay traffic jams, minimum 2 to 3 hours, even more, it happens. And we just told him he's an important guest, so handle carefully, just receive him. And all our drivers at that time, they can speak English. I mean, to some extent, not that they can fluently, they can do that. And so he started coming. On the way, he caught in the rain and entire traffic jam. And knee-deep water was there in this thing. And for about more than 2 hours, they were hanging there, nothing is happening. Then somewhere nearby his house, he rang up his wife and said, can you bring some food? Because here is important guest. I'm taking him, but I'm stuck in the water and there's a huge traffic jam. That lady bought the food on her head and came and given to this guest and he ate it. After when the traffic's cleared, they went to the office, they had discussions. After completing meeting of Resort, he is able to again go back. Office, he asked the person in charge to call the driver. In front of all of us, he appreciated the driver. He seems to be the owner of this company. This is what the comment he made it. He is only a driver, please note. The kind of commitment he had. So we must treat all the employees equal. It's very, very important. So the more self-aware you are, the more adept you are at reading others. You can happen it. I have another question. What is the difference between adopt, adapt, adapt? ADOPT, ADAPT, ADEPT. What's the difference? ADOPT, ADAPT, ADEPT. Good, somebody is going to answer.
Adopt is adopting, whereas adapt would mean that everybody to change ourselves. Adapt is something
Very good. I got the answers here. Excellent. I must appreciate the correct answer. Adapt is you're taking somebody into your thing and you take care of them. Adapt is you transform or modify. Adapt is build the expertise which is required. You need to do it. The more self you are aware, the more adept you are at reading others. You need to learn the art of reading others. It's very, very important. Never have that negative opinion about anybody else. I'll give an example for this. There's one girl who's a sports person, and one day she was traveling by train, and late night they were traveling. On the way, somebody wanted to snatch her gold chain. And, there's altercation. In the process, they pushed her out of the train. She fell on the other side track. Late night, nobody noticed. On the other track, another train came and left also. Next morning, some people saw this girl lying there, and immediately they rushed to local hospital. Local hospital, no, serious case, go to the bigger hospital. So they went there. And after 2.5 months of stay in the hospital with multiple surgeries, and she lost both the legs. And after 2.5 months, she was discharged, went to home, and she started thinking, what next? She took a decision. She wanted to prove to the world she is no way incapable of doing anything. And after 1 year, she told her parents, I want to go and climb the Mount Everest. She lost both the legs. Please note this. And parents said, how can you climb? No, I'm going to do it. And somehow she succeeded in convincing parents. She went to the Himalayan Mountaineering Institute is there. She went there and she met Bachendri Pal. And she said, Madam, I want to climb this Mount Everest. Bachendri Pal looked at this girl. The girl doesn't have the legs. But Bachendri Pal did not discourage this girl. She said, you already climbed the Mount Everest. I had to just write the date in the history of mountaineering is all what I need to do it. Look at the positive way she spoke to this girl. After they had initial training and then she went ahead. And she climbed the Mount Everest. And this girl not only climbed Mount Everest, she climbed all the 7 peaks of the world. I think 2014, she was conferred Padma Shri Award. Look at it. Build that positivity among the students. There's nothing called impossible. Sadhana cheyamuranada sadhyam kanida ledura. Sadhana, practice. You need to do it. So encourage students in a positive way. When she can achieve great things. There's another example I can quote. There's a boy comes from Maharashtra, from a district called Latur, from a village called Jalna. This boy comes from background. His family lives on footpath with a small hut. There's one, that's a bedroom, that's kitchen, everything. No toilets, roadside. No light, street light is the only light they have. Yeah, that girl is Arunima Sinha. You're right, sir. Those who don't know, please see her videos are available on YouTube. Arunima Sinha. Please type in, you'll get the videos. Yeah, anyway, let's come to this girl, this boy. So, in a family of 5 children, somehow this boy developed interest towards studies. Went to the local school, government school, there is no fees, so he went there and started studying it. They couldn't afford to buy the books also. He used to borrow either from the library or borrow from friends, that's what's happening. He couldn't afford to buy notebooks. He used to go to that second-hand paper dukan wala. He used to get those papers which are written only one side, the other side he used to make down notes. At the end of the schooling, he was a school topper. When a school topper, some college locally gave him admission to pursue his intermediate. At the end of the 2 years, again, he successfully came out of that. And when he came out successfully, then he took a decision that now he has to move to Pune to study, because Pune is education hub for Maharashtra. And he told his father, I want to go to Pune to study. Father was shocked. Where is the money? You know the kind of food what they were eating? The food which is thrown out of the function halls after the function. That's the background from which this boy came. And only dresses which is given by some others, second-hand dresses, that's all the kind of thing background here. And father said, I can't even buy bus ticket for you to go from here to Pune. I don't know what is Pune, how it looks like also. He said, you don't worry, I will earn. So 15 days he worked in that place, got some money. With that money, he moved to Pune. And somehow found a small room. He went and showed his credentials to that owner. This is the kind of studies I have done it, and if you can help me in reducing rent, I want to study and do something better. Somehow that house owner convinced him to reduce the rent, and this boy stayed there. Evenings he used to work because he has to have the money to pay the rent, to have the food, to buy the books, dress, everything. And daytime he used to go to college, nighttime he was studying it. At the end of the first year graduation, he realized he has to focus on civil services. Started evenings working, daytime college, nighttime, both study of the degree plus civil services, start considering it. At the end of the 3rd year, he came out successfully. And then he said next 6 months, he has to now full-time focus on the exam because exam is scheduled and he has to focus. Again, he went and met the house owner. So this is what now my decision is. And tell me in what way you can help me. He has seen the way he used to work and the way he's scoring marks and all. He said, you're only asking for 6 months, you don't need to pay me rent. Look at the way he supported. This boy went ahead and wrote the exam. Right in the first attempt, he cleared IAS exam. Poor but made it to IAS. Please note that. His name is Ansar Ahmad Sheikh. Please make a note. Sorry. His video is available on YouTube. His name is Ansar Ahmad Sheikh. Please see his videos on YouTube, they are available. Ansar Ahmad Sheikh. Poor but made it twice. Books base from that background is bringing such stories to the classrooms once in a while to inspire our boys and girls. Yeah, Super 30, I know, Anand Kumar's thing. Yes. Bringing such stories to the classroom to inspire these boys and girls. The parents are supporting so much. In spite of some of these boys and girls are not focusing. So it's for us to transform these boys and girls. We can do that, I'm telling you. Sorry. So you need to have rapport from caring nature. It comes from giving other people empathy. You need to have consideration for others. There has to be a peaceful feeling to read science from others. You need to read it and understand it, what's happening it. Understand their problems, what they're facing it. You need to talk about it. I'll give another example for this. 2006, I took a decision that I will take 6 students and do mentoring in terms of helping them to enhance their employability skills. That was the purpose for which I took. No bias, roll number wise, 1 to 6, that's all. It doesn't belong to any caste, community, region, religion, I didn't bother about it. And I took the 6 students, I called them. I said, I'm willing to spare my time after the college timings. Weekly 3 days. The 3 days you could choose whatever you wanted. I'll make myself. So all 6 of you discuss and come back and tell me which 3 days you wanted. We have to stay at least 1.5 hours these 3 days. They had discussed, they came back and told me, sir, Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Fine, agreed. And now since they have fixed the date, they have to be available. So we were taking each subject and start discussing more in terms of employability, more in terms of possibility questions, and so many other things we were doing it. For about 3 months, we had done this. Since they were staying late evening, I also offered them tea and biscuits, some snacks, whatever is possible. They're our own children, so no problem at all. After 3 months, I told them, time is not sufficient. We have to practice so many other things which are required. And please come on Sundays to my house. All this was free, no money is involved. Sundays, you have to be at my house from 10 to 6. Don't worry about your lunch. Thanks to my wife, she supported me in this. She said, I'll prepare the food for these fellows. So, another 3 months, that means evening class going on, plus in addition, Sunday classes are also going on. After 6 months, I told them, now more or less we are completed. Now, I'm going to invite the people from the industry to come and conduct mock interviews for 6 of you. I met the industry people, some of them telephonally, some of them personally. I said, this is the work which I'm doing it now, I need your support. And can you come and conduct mock interviews for these 6 students and give the feedback what are the areas they need to improve it. Believe me, trust me, I didn't pay even a single pie to any of these industry people. They used to come to my house, conduct exclusively for these 6 people, each one student get to conduct mock interviews, give their feedback. I had 5 rounds of mock interviews to these people by the industry. In each round, we used to get 3 to 4 experts from the industry. Some of them are our own alumni, some of them are my friends, some of them are industry people whom I had some contacts. I could convince them. And we had 3 rounds of mock GDs. At the end of it, I said, now it's time. You can't face the recruiters. And all these fellows, right in the first attempt, they cleared their campus recruitment. This I continued till I left my job, 2014, till then I was continuing this. Don't think the job was so easy. In one case, in one of the batches, same way I took 6 students, roll number wise. And out of the 6, one fellow was most irregular. I was trying my best to convince him, tell him this for your good, I'm doing it, come. No, nothing. Every day I used to catch him and talk to him politely. Never I got angry with him. Politely and talk to him. But I don't know, one day he became furious. He shouted at me. Aims are dimagnim to know. In my engineering 4 years, I didn't even go 4 months to the college. Why are you asking me to come here every day? I used to teach in a B school. Then also I didn't get angry. I said, yes, past is past. You are not gone, fine. At least now come here regularly. It helps you to improve performance. I was failure. Let me admit my failures. I have no problem, no complaints. I didn't know what to do now. I spoke to his father. I said, this is what the service I'm doing, and this is free. And why don't you ask your son to attend these classes? And that father said, sorry, sir, we can't do anything. If you can do something, please do it. If you can't do it, just leave it. Nothing will happen. We know about that fellow. Look at father also saying no. But somewhere my sixth sense says this boy has talent. If he can transform, he can do wonders. One day early morning, I went to his house, 6 o'clock, knocked the door. His father came out, opened, who are you? Because we never met. So I said, oh, I see, sir, please come. And then he woke up, his son came Sarvachana. He had a unique time, knocked time, and served and Kuchan. Believe me, trust me, I went only 2 days to his house. Second evening, that boy came to me. Sir, no, mind to grab. Nee call mukta, sir, no, mind to grab. After that, he attended more or less regularly all the classes. At the end, when campus recruitment came in, this boy got the highest pay packet in the campus recruitment. When he was selected in the campus, I don't know how many of you campus recruitment, they don't give offer, they just announce the list and go away. This boy went and told at home the mother, Mummy, he got a job. Mummy, job. No. Acharo, Saikmar servant, which I answered the phone just man. So he rang up to me. Sir, not job, but my mother is not believing, sir. Please talk to her. I said, give the phone, I'll talk to her. I told madam, you should be celebrating it. Your son got the highest pay packet in a good company. You should be celebrating now and so on. You know what she said? I said, madam, why do you say that? Sir, you don't know about my son. I know him. I don't have a problem with my mother-in-law. Generally, you say mother-in-law is woman Hitler. She said, I don't have a problem with mother-in-law. I don't have a problem with my husband. I have 3 children. With the other 2 children, I don't have any problem. This fellow is most troublesome. Right from his 9th class, he used to creating trouble, terror at home. And because of him, my health is totally deteriorated. And it's a matter of few months now, my life is. And I don't say that now, you should be happy celebrating. But I don't know what made her to say yes. Within 3 months, she expired. But today I'm happy. At least she is peaceful there. Now son is settled. Now that fellow works for Ministry of Petroleum in a senior position. Whenever he comes to Hyderabad, he makes it a point to visit me and talk to me, spend some time with us. I always say, I can see a son in him. That's it. We can transform. We are capable of it. Put a little more effort. The reason why I'm saying this is, tomorrow when you become old, your son and daughters may or may not come to you in your last stage. If these students come to him, they'll come running to you to take care of him. Telling you, it happens. I've seen it my own in some of these examples. That's the reason I'm talking. Well, friends, with this, we take a break now. Generally, there's a break time, right? Yes or no? Do you get 15 minutes break? Yes
10
or no?
minutes, sir.
Huh?
It's just 5 or 10 minutes.
5 or 10 minutes?
That's all.
Okay, fine, no problem, agreed. So we'll meet in 10 minutes? Okay. Because I also need to have my tea.
Sure, sir.
You can go away. Okay, fine.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Sir, Sai Kumar, sir.
Yeah.
Sai Kumar, sir. Actually, we have another session also. It starts at 3:45.
Oh, 15 minutes break is that, right?
Yes, sir.
No, I know that. That's why I was, but okay, 15 minutes, thank you. So 3:45 sharp, we'll start the session.
No, sir. But actually, the other session will be taken by some other resource person, actually, by Binod Mitra.
Oh, I see. Okay, then give me 2 minutes, I'll close the session.
Yes, okay, sir. Yes, okay.
2 minutes is okay? Fine,
yes.
Thank you. Oh, I was thinking that I had 3 hours. Okay, fine, no problem. So friends, nice talking to all of you, interacting with you and sharing my knowledge, whatever is required. And feel free to, anybody who wants the copy of this 5 years report, I can send it. You can just send me a small mail. I will see that it is given to you, including my monthly newsletters, some of them which I can share. I typed in the beginning of the session itself, I typed my mail ID. If you want, I can type my mail ID once again. If you send me a mail, I can share this copy of the 5 years report, what I have done, and including a couple of newsletters. Yeah, my mail ID is very simple. profsaikmar@gmail.com. That's all. Oh, thank you. You have to send me a mail, then I'll respond it. Prof. Sai Kumar. My mail ID is very simple. @gmail. I type the mail, you can see. Prof. Sai Kumar @gmail. You send me a mail, I'll give you a copy of this soft copy of 5 years report to you, so that you can have an idea how to prepare your own monthly reports or annual report, whatever you want it. May God bless all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. That was very nice hearing you.
Thank you, sir.
You just took us through a long journey.
I request Miss Aruna to propose the vote of thanks. Aruna, madam?
Yes, sir, I'm here, sir.
Yes, okay. You can carry on.
Thank you, sir. A very good afternoon to Mr. Sai Kumar, sir, and Mr. Chitra, madam, and all the participants. And thank you for giving me to propose. He made us to really gave us a chance to correct our emotions and how to manage our emotions during different times and how it affects the professional as well as the personal life. And sir has rightly pointed out the difference between the stress and strain. Actually, stress is mental and strain is physical. And sir has given tips to improve the innovative, how to adapt innovative approaches in teaching as well as in professional life. And sir has given examples from Sanskrit also, the differences, different aspects like kalpana, sankalpana, and parikalpana. Kalpana is dream, and sankalpana, parikalpana. Sankalpana means sankalpam, what we call means that dedication and determination and its importance. We really learned a lot from this session, sir. And the importance of continuous improvement, and by giving the lively examples like S.P. Balasubramaniam and Bachendri Paul have rightly given inspiration with those characters, and importance of all-round development, and how sadhana is more important, and with which we can achieve anything in our life. And the quote and your quotes from Abdul Kalam, and how to dare to dream and care to achieve. Such kind of quotations really made us inspiring. And to succeed in professional career, one should have one should have confidence. And you have also differentiated the meaning between the means like adapt, and adopt. And that really means that minute details we really missed. You really pointed out in such a way that we ourselves felt that is it that much difference is there like that. We really come to know that, sir. Yes, and the difference between attention and concentration. Attention is physical presence and concentration is mental presence. Attention plus concentration is equal to distinction. And how to achieve distinction in life, attention and concentration is more important. It's really a thought-provoking lecture, sir. Throughout the session, we really enjoyed, and we really learned many new things. Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful session. Thank you, Anandal.
Thank you. May God bless all of you. Bye.
Sir, thank you very much, sir. Professor Sai Kumar, sir. Due to this pandemic situation, we have missed you meeting physically. But anyhow, so this has given an opportunity to meet online. So, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart to accept my invitation and deliver the lecture. And we would like to see your lecture on the last day. So, sir is going to deliver another lecture on the last day of our FDP. So, we look forward for that, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I request the participants to take break for 10 minutes because Binod Mishra sir has already come. Sir, good afternoon, sir. Sir, good afternoon. Mishra sir, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah. Sir, actually, the session is just over, so that is why we gave.
Okay, no problem.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I request the participant to take a break for 10 minutes and please come back after 10 minutes. Sir is waiting. Thank you. Chitra madam, shall we start?
Hello.
Sir, 2 minutes, sir. Just 2 minutes.
Okay, no problem. For me, there is no problem.
Sir, let them join.
The problem is from your side only.
Yeah. Some of the participants have taken break. That's why, sir.
Okay.
Right, sir. Thank you. Shailaja?
Madam.
So let us start. So why should we wait for others? Already 10 minutes time is over, I think.
Start. Just you start, ma'am. Please ask her to start the session.
Okay. Again, good afternoon to all the participants. And this session will be delivered by Professor Binod Mishra, sir. There is no need to introduce sir again because yesterday he took a wonderful session on soft skills. So today sir is going to talk on personality development. So welcome you, sir, and over to you, sir, Professor Binod Mishra, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. And I also thank all the participants who have gathered there, either of compulsion or of force or by a desire to know what is happening in the academic world. My dear friends, yesterday we talked about soft skills, and there I had used one word. Soft skills are actually personality skills, are behavioral skills. Now, why actually are they needed? We, as teachers, we actually have to deal with the students. And while we deal with the students, we are actually having problems at times because you do not know the nature of students. Sometimes they have different sorts of questions, not just for the sake of questions, but also for the sake of sometimes traveling, sometimes distracting. And why only students? We too, as individuals, we also come across different sorts of people in our official, in our personal, in our private lives with whom we have to deal. And that is why the topic of today's discussion I have titled as Positive Thinking and Personality Development. Because we believe that in this age of a lot of complexity, we actually are going to meet different sorts of people, and all these people, in what conditions, how they will react, that is actually going to be very difficult to understand. So the two things that I'm going to discuss is, one is positive thinking, which has got a clear linkage with softer skills, and the other is personality development. Now, yesterday I had ended on a note by one of the questions of one Nafroj Alam, who had said how to remain optimistic, how to remain positive. And the last sentence that I had spoken was, if winter comes, can spring be far behind? Therein lies the whole world of positivism, my dear friends. Actually, positive thinking is, as defined by Norman Vincent Peale, it is actually a positive mental attitude. It's the question of attitude that firmly believes that things will soon be better. Now, in the present pandemic times, when many of us have had several depressions, many of us have developed several negative thoughts, but yet there are among many of us who always say, especially the elders in the family, in the society, they always say that things will get right, everything will be better. So this positive thinking tells us that things will soon be better, and with that belief, one can overcome any type of difficulty in his favor. As teachers, all of us must come across some tough times, some troubled times, but then we have to cling to hope. We have to cling to a sort of positive thinking that things will get over. Now, another observation that is of utmost, because today's lecture is based on psychology, and I think it would be very pertinent if we also mention some of the psychologists who have shown the way to the world, who have given us alternatives, who have given us solutions. My dear friends, this observation says that we are only half awake, majority of us. We are only half awake. We are making use of only a small part of our physical and mental resources. No? We carry out all our activities throughout the day. And when we sleep, during our sleep also, there is some part of ours which is in a very subconscious state. There are certain things that we are not able to do, but that remains a part of our psyche. So we are only half awake. We are making use of only a small part of our physical and mental resources. Stating the thing broadly, human individuals thus far live within their limits. There is a very good line by Shakespeare who says that we know in what condition we are, but we do not know what we can do. What is that? That is actually the potential which we have, the sort of power that all of us have. All of us possess powers of various sorts, which they habitually fail to use. If you start living your life very normally, I think you won't be able to think beyond. But whenever there are challenges, whenever there are difficult times, whenever there are predicaments, our mind actually becomes more activated. And there are certain things which are already stored among us to our help. That is why James says we are only half awake. And the other half which is there within us, we have to utilize that, my dear friends. In this regard, because I have been telling that you will come across different sorts of people with different sorts of understanding, with different sorts of beliefs, with different sort of nature. But then Dr. Eric Byrne, a doctor turned psychologist, he actually, when he talks about the attitude of people, what sort of people we come across, we can come across four sorts of people. There are people who are introvert, no? Many of us are often introvert, and we always believe, I'm not okay, you are not okay. I mean, such people always believe that I'm not okay, you are not okay. Such people are introvert. Actually, they do not express. And when an individual does not speak, does not express too much, then there are certain things, certain hidden urges, certain wishes, certain instincts that actually remain. Fine? There is another category of person who always believes I am not okay, but you are okay. Such people are often envious. Such people are often jealous. We can call such people as negative people who believe that the real thing is that you are okay, but I am not. And the third category of people is, I am okay, but you are not okay. I think in most of the conditions, we can fall in this category when we say, I'm okay, you are not okay. But my dear friends, at times we can come to realize that our students also may be right. Why do we jump to early conclusions saying that he is not okay? Rather, in this age of pandemic, when I think we do not have the real classrooms, when our students are not there, and in many institutes, when virtual classes are being held with the help of technology, we have to develop a sort of attitude, we have to develop a sort of faith, which we can say, which is positive psychology. I'm okay, you're also okay. What is there? What's the harm if we always say that on both the sides we are okay? Because we understand the realities. Meaning is that we are not okay, you are also not okay, but then we are actually clinging on to the hope and we say that everything is fine. And this way the world can run beautifully. Now, how can we? There are many people who may often ask these questions as to how to develop positivism. I'm reminded of Afroj, who yesterday said that there have been several incidents, setbacks in his life, and that is how he's losing a hold over his own life, over his own aim. My dear friends, in order to be positive, all one needs to do is one need to believe in himself. You have immense potential. Man is the measure of everything. Believe in your potential. If I'm doing something rightly, why do I fear? Why am I frightened? Maybe I'm not able to harvest. Maybe I'm not able to get what I really want, what I really deserve. But then someday or the other, it may happen if I cling on to my idea. Who can believe? Who can believe if all of a sudden one day you come to know that you have become successful, if not in one way, then in another way, my dear friends. That is why believe in your abilities, and only one disappointment should not bring a downfall. One disappointment should not bring a downfall. One has to enhance one's skills. Continue to enhance your skills. If you continue to enhance your skills, the day is not far that your abilities, your capabilities will be rewarded. Another thing is, as teachers, we often think that we have had much of the knowledge. There is no need to read. There is no need to learn. At times, we have to sadly admit that months go on and we do not read a single new book because we believe it is not useful. So if we do not believe that, how can we learn? We can learn from others also. There are people among us in our own society, in our own surrounding, from whom we can learn. We may not learn everything from everyone, but there's certain things that we can learn. And have we ever taken the trouble of looking within and trying to find out where lies the problem? Perhaps we are not. And that actually brings a sort of this suddenly stop. Another thing is, please see to it that we take right paths. Samyak acharan. No, samyak acharan. I mean the right action, the right way of thinking, no, the right treatment. Let us take the right path. Of course, it would really be very early to say that those who have taken the right paths always are rewarded. But then we must still believe that till now we are following the right path only, the paths which have been shown to us by our forefathers, and we are walking on that path, we are clinging to that path. So take right paths, concentrate on your goal. If you apply all these things, I think these are some of the ways that you can develop positivism, my dear friends. Now, one thing that I said earlier was we have to learn from others. especially those people who joined any profession of late, or those who are very new to a profession, they might find it very difficult to get themselves accommodated just in the beginning, because they feel that whatever knowledge they have acquired till now, and then that is not being utilized. People in the organization or in the institute, all of them are not favorable to them. My dear friends, before jumping to such conclusions, actually have a look at ourselves. We actually have to have a sort of self-realization. We actually have to give vent to our own realities. And for that, it is time that we understood Johari window. Johari window is actually a device through which we can not only communicate effectively, but we can understand other people also. Now, you might be curious as to know what is this Johari window. This Johari window was actually a method which was developed by two psychologists, Joseph Luft and Harry Ingham. And you know, these two friends, so based on their names, taken from their names, Joseph and then Harry, a new methodology that they adopted was named as Johari window. They gave this theory in 1955. And what was the aim of the theory? What was actually the aim of this methodology? To illustrate and improve self-awareness. Are we really? Do we really know who we are? Do we really know what are our capabilities? Do we really know where are the lapses within us? Are we really able to have a sort of mutual understanding when we are working in a team? I think all these queries can be answered if we know about this Johari window. This Johari window also helps you as an individual to assess your relationship with other groups, because in a group there may be people from different backgrounds, different cultures, different languages, different tastes, different faiths, different subjects as well. And in order to ensure that you understand them, and because you have to deal with them, it is actually important that as an ingredient of soft skills, you can enhance your skills through this Johari window. Now, in this Johari window, what they did was they actually said that there can be 4 areas within a man. 4 areas. When we are having a sort of self-awareness, there can be 4 areas. What can be those 4 areas? I mean, these are the windows which they call, there can be 4 regions in our mind, fine. And what are they? The very first is open, then blind, then hidden, and then unknown. We'll discuss them very clearly, fine. Now, what does it do? How does it help us? As it was coined with the help of these 2 people, fine. It actually makes us aware not only of feelings, of experiences, of views, attitudes, skills, intentions, motivation within or about a person in relation to a group. In this regard, you may consider yourself to be one group and the other people as other group. When you keep yourself in the position of one group and then you try to find others when you are behaving in a group, then you will find that there are various new things which you can also learn, provided you are able to communicate with them. In this regard, self can be the group and the others can be as other groups. All these 4 regions that we have talked about, my dear friends, they are 4 quadrants. 4 quadrants, we can say, 4 quadrants. And each region will represent feelings or our motivations. And how it acts, we will see, because there are certain things that you know about your speak very fast. You have got a very handsome physical feature, fine. When you speak, your body language is something like that. So there are certain things you know about yourself, but there are certain things also you do not know about yourself. I am reminded of one singer in a different country who, when she was singing, when she used to sing, what she used to do was she used to put her hands on her teeth. Why? Because her teeth were very ugly, though she was a very good singer. Then every now and then she did the same. In every conference, every singing competition, she was always trying to do the same. Then after one of the shows was over, one director came to her and said, "May I suggest you something?" "Yes, what is that?" "Why do you always keep your hands on your teeth? Why are you trying to hide your teeth? Do you know that the distinct feature of yours?" My dear friends, sometimes the sort of ability or the capability or the merit or the demerit you want to hide may come out to be a sort of, or may bring a sort of vicissitudes in your life, a sudden change in your fortune. So each region represents feelings or motivations which are either known or unknown by the person, and whether this information is known or unknown by the others in the group. Imagine you have a talent for singing, no? Many of you might be having a talent for singing, but then you always used to sing when you were alone. Someday one of your friends came to hear and he or she thought, "Oh, what a beautiful voice." But then you never let this ability of yours become public. Then in one of the congregations, this was disclosed by one of your friends, and then suddenly, on the request of others, you started singing. And then everyone came to know about this talent. And from the other day onwards, you came to see that there was a sudden change in the behavior of the people. How is it possible? This is possible only when you mix with the group. This is possible only when you try to understand others. Now, these four regions, as I said earlier, the first window, the first reason or quadrant says, what is known by the person is also known by others. A person who is very beautiful, handsome, everyone says, he is beautiful, he is very smart, fine. It is known by him also, it is known by others also. But there is a blind area which is not known by the person, but which others know. Say, for example, somebody is lisping. Say, for example, somebody's words, they suddenly get stuck. No? Maybe this person also knows, but maybe some people do not know that most often they pronounce a word wrongly. So that person does not know, but others know it. And then there's a hidden area, which what is about himself, others do not know. I mean, your secrecy, your secret desire, your secret ambition, fine? Sometimes some secret event that you only know and others do not know. And finally, the one that is unknown, what is unknown by the person and is also unknown by others. There may be many such things which you also do not know, which others know, but then when you are in a group, when you work in a group, I mean, with your communication and with your, not only with your communication, but with your treatment, with your delivery, and with also your association with the people in the group, I think these things will become very clear. Now, what does this quadrant 1 do? It actually develops an open area for every person. I mean, somebody is an extrovert, though he speaks too much, so everyone knows that. So can develop the open area for every person. The size of the open area can be expanded both horizontally as well, but how? Through feedback, solicitation. You can ask a person, when you deliver a talk, you can ask a person, how was the talk? Or maybe if you feel that it's not good, you can ask them, how can I improvise? How can I bring certain changes in my talk? And then this open area can be expanded through open, positive communication. There are many people who do not like feedback, especially if the feedback is negative for him, isn't it? But then one must learn from the feedbacks also. The second area, which is quadrant 2, it is actually a blind area. And as I said, this area can be reduced and open area can be increased. How? Through sensitive feedback. I mean, if somebody tells you, if you tell me that you are going very fast or you are going very slow, then maybe I will try to reduce my speed, my rate of delivery. In business organizations, especially in institutions also, that is why teachers always ask the students, were you satisfied with my delivery, with my understanding? Were you able to understand? So like that, even managers can promote non-judgmental feedback. You know, when you are giving feedback to anyone, whom you believe that you are going to do justice to him, then please see that you become non-judgmental. And when you give a non-judgmental feedback, I think the people will be benefited, and group's response to individual disclosure will also be beneficial. Now comes the quadrant 3, that is the hidden self, or the third area. What is known to ourselves, but then we try to keep hidden from others, isn't it? As I told you, the ability to sit. Somebody knows magic, somebody knows something else, isn't it? So it actually appears also. If people were able to know that I had a different sort of, habit, somebody every now and then, if he feels such a sort of fear, naturally, he will not be able to improve that. So it includes hidden agendas, fears, sensitivities, secrets, and manipulative intention. Somebody there is who is going to plot her, and you know only this, isn't it? Which is actually fine. But then this relevant hidden area should be moved into the open area. If you have a fear, many people have a fear that when they speak, they will actually feel nervous. Fine. And that is why they do not speak. Fine. So reducing hidden area can promote cooperation, trust, and team working. So as an individual also, it is not only for the group, but it is also for the individual, my dear friend. If you can reduce your hidden area, then perhaps you can cooperate and others can also help. And then the last one, which is actually the quadrant 4, and which we call the unknown self, which is not known either to me or to the group, which is not known to the person nor to the group. This can be uncovered in certain situations through collective mutual discovery. You have at times found that there is an emergency-like situation, where neither you know nor others know. Then through mutual trust, through mutual discovery, fine, you never know who can come to the aid and say, I can do it now, I can do it, fine. And though nobody knew, but then you suddenly found that, oh God, you could do it, fine. So this is a process of self-discovery, your own talent, and this process of self-discovery becomes sensitive, and it actually depends upon individual's own decision. Maybe you can, or maybe you can. A person who is at the lower level and has got an extraordinary talent of doing something new, maybe sometimes he will be able to do that, but sometimes he may simply think that why should he do that? My dear friends, communication actually enables us to discover not only many good qualities within us, but also enables us to learn many things from other people. Now, what are these unknown factors that we are often frightened about? That is, at times we are underestimated. We have never tried that. Though because as I said in the beginning, man has in him the immense potential. Find a natural ability or attitude that a person does not realize they have. Sometimes you can never think of a little child. No, nowadays children are very smart. They are smarter than us. They know how to find, but they do not know that this power of theirs, you give person, they never tell you that they are able to do that. Fine, but let there be a problem and you can find the real talent may come out. Maybe sometimes we have an unknown illness or a sort of deficiency within us. That is also, we do not want to bring it. Somebody's eyes are blinking too much. One of the eyes is shorter. Somebody has a problem with the voice. There can be any number of things. But then they actually remain in our subconscious. It is actually a subconscious feeling. And that is how these also take the shape of dreams. At times you might have found a person who is not that loquacious, a person who is not that vocal, but he has ideas. He is not able to express himself in the public. Suddenly, one day he dreams that he has been to the microphone and to the dais, and then he has started giving a very beautiful lecture. After all of us are striving for a sort of perfection. All of us are striving for a sort of, relief, because as long as this suppressed feeling is within us, we cannot. The same is true with our students, my dear friends. That is why time and again I tell you, time and again we must tell ourselves also that if they are behaving in some manner, their behavior are not to be judged judgmentally. Rather, we have to be judgmental, we have to sympathize with this person. Now, what are the advantages? It can actually help in discovering the skills of individuals through self-awareness. That is one that we have already discussed. And then it can also allow us to know the group members and ensure better coordination and cooperation with the help of communication. Moreover, from the organizational point of view, this is so important, my dear friend, because when all the members in the group, they communicate with each other and coordinate with each other, then perhaps the productivity level will go high. Now, through this conference, through this, FDP, the people who are involved in it, once they become successful, it is not only their success, it is also the success of the organization they are working in. And then that will give a boost to them to organize somehow more. Maybe many of them who are the attendees, they also come out and say, why can't I do this? I can also organize one, and I can also invite people. I can also help others knowing all these things, which are actually the secrets till now and hidden one. So how is this possible? Only when you communicate, my dear friend. So all these are essential to know. These, positive vibes are essential to know, because through these and through these only, you can understand human personality. Human personality. Now, the question that is before us is, what is personality? Most of the time, you very loosely use the word personality, isn't it? But then, do we ever believe what can be a personality? There's a general notion amongst us that a person who has a sound build, a person who has a very beautiful constitution, physical constitution, has got a good structure, has got a good height, has got a good dress, no? And we suddenly say that this is actually a good personality. But reality is not like that. This word personality comes from the Latin word, which is persona, which actually means mask. Today, when you wear mask, it is very difficult to know who is who, unless and until they unmask themselves, unless and until they take out the mask from their mouth. So this word personality comes from the Latin word persona, which actually means mask. Now, personality can refer to a set of qualities that can make an individual distinct from another. Every now and then we think there are at times we generalize, everyone is like that, every country is like that, every village is like that. No, everything is a unique personality. Every human being is distinct, my dear friend. And distinct how? Distinct because of some of the merits which they possess. So it can refer to a set of qualities that can set an individual apart from other. Now, what are these things that sets people apart from each other? There are people who can vary in terms of their emotional quality, ways of thinking, behavior. Do you think that if a very critical juncture appears before us, or we come across a critical juncture, do all of us behave in the same manner? We have a pandemic before us. You find that even though many people try to maintain the decorum, the dignity, follow the regulations, still there are, in interior parts of this country, there are people who are not following that, who actually have a different sorts of assertion about this. Fine. So they differ. Particular situation, reactions of people are also different. When we talk about people's feelings, they are also different. No, Many of us sympathize with beggars. Many of us simply say, no, they do not have anything to do. They must work. Fine. This is how their attitudes differ, and this is how their reactions to people differ. So it is very important to understand how every person is distinct, and if they are distinct, what are the things that distinguish them from each other? These are actually the common notions that we always have in our mind about a personality. Somebody's personality is very good, and suddenly we start thinking there comes before us an image that maybe he is physically well built, his looks are very good, dress is very good, he has got a very effective communication skills. Fine. So these are the general notions. But my difference, are they the reality? You may find that a person, even though he may not be having a very good dress, even though he might not be having a good constitution, physical constitution, yet he may have certain personal traits. That is why they call personality types and personality traits. Here we are talking about the types. But then, in order to distinguish yourself from others, you actually possess so many traits. The word personality, which has all the letters in it, personality, this P can stand for perceptual quality. When you look at a thing, do you perceive something the way others also perceive? No. Our perceptions are different. Fine. Like the way when we see suddenly a rope during the first spell of the evening, we jump and say it is a snake. But this is only our perception. Maybe it is not a snake, it is only a rope. So the way we look at things, we perceive things in different manner. That is why the very first word of personality, P, can be considered as perceptual capacity. And then E may refer to emotional capability. Fine. Some people are very emotional. Some people have a sort of control over emotions. Some people may cry too often. Some people may weep too often. In order to prove yourself a man having a mature understanding of the world, and while one wants to have a good personality, one must have a sort of emotional maturity. Not to get down so easily, not to yield so easily, but rather to look at the pros and cons of everything. So that is very important. And when we talk about R, the alphabet R, your response, how you react, responsiveness, your response to situation, your response to situation. I am in a class, so please talk to me at 6. Hello? Yes. So we were talking about the word, the letter R, and that suggests your reaction and your response to situation. Then we come to S, which is self-expression. How do you? We have already seen through Johari window how we express ourselves. Your self-expression. Your self-expression. Then comes the letter O. How organized you are. No. This entire workshop goes on the way it has been organized, isn't it? How systematic you are. And you will find that a person who is not systematic, he has to have several losses by different. That is why we want every one of us to be organized. So this O stands for organization. And then N, which is not stable. No, some people you will find are not stable. They are every now and then very flexible. But try to understand the fact. In this age, if you simply become very rigid, it will be very difficult. So let us try to look at this in a different manner. We have, because every now and then if you simply say one solution can provide all sorts of alternative, no. At times we have to look. For example, one boy who attended the classes regularly and the other boy who did not attend regularly, fine. We know, as teachers, we know, and that is why we ought to have some amount of consideration if we know that there were certain problems at his end. So, as teachers, we have to be very flexible at times. Then comes appearance. We know all about. So, appearance, when we talk about appearance, it is only one part of personality. Appearance. And then comes L, which is leadership. As teachers, all of us are leaders. We are leading, no? That is why it is said, Tamso ma jyotirgamaya. You are actually the torch bearers, my dear friends. You are bringing our students out of the curiosity, out of the darkness to light. So as a teacher, we are leaders. So that is also a part of. And you know, in every group, not everyone can become a leader. In every group, you will find there are leaders who emerge. It is not the leaders who are always appointed. And when leaders emerge, you can find the sort of quality that the leaders have, and you will find that he has the personality to become a leader because he's flexible, he's constructive, he's accommodative, he's loyal to the group, he knows how to save the group from getting distracted, he knows how to manage the time, he knows how to pull out of the crisis for the critical junctures and as well. That is why we expect a person having a good personality to have leadership quality as well, and then integrity. That is, of course, many of you will say that in this age of today, can we really maintain a sort of integrity? Of course, there may be times which are difficult, but what is there? What is the harm if we are trying to maintain our own integrity? By integrity, I mean you must not have only, a double standard. You must actually, when you're looking at, for example, as teachers, when we are evaluating the answers, we have actually a set pattern that if he conforms to this, then this answer is correct. Integrity. Not that I know somebody, and not that because I know I must do a favor. So all of us must have a sort of integrity. And then tendencies. There are many people who often have a tendencies. There are many people who often have a tendency. There are many students also who often have a tendency. You will come across so many people where people must have several excuses. But then, as a careful leader, as a careful person, as a man of personality, you will be able to find out. You will be able to find out because of his actions time and again. You'll be able to find out. You'll be able to decipher a conclusion about the person. So this is how, when we talk about personality, we talk about all these qualities, all these traits, my dear friend. Now, what are the other attributes? In a way, I have talked about all these attributes: positive attitude, values, beliefs, motivations, desires, and feelings. In order to have, when we are developing, when we are thinking of developing our personality, we have to understand the fact that not two people may exactly be alike. Of course, in the case of twins, you find that these two people look alike, but do they really think alike? Do they really behave alike? Do they really react to the situations alike? No. No two people are exactly alike. Many things than one. Many things than one. And one has to be very careful nowadays. Even if we say that there are some persons who are very cheerful, there are some persons who are very radiant, but we have to be very careful as to whether the person who smiles is the same person who can continue to smile. Because rightly has Shakespeare said in Hamlet, one may smile and yet be a villain. So as a careful observer, as a person who understands the nature and the action of other people, can realize that not all smiling people can be generous. Moreover, not all smiling people always can be villain. So here you have to bring a sort of distinction between, and that is possible, the way you look at people and you judge people. Now, why should we understand people's personality? Because as I said in the beginning also, you have to deal with different individuals. And as no two individuals are alike, they are different. We have to understand, because if you are working in an organization, in an institute, wheresoever, you will find that not all the bosses are alike, not all the colleagues are alike, not all students are alike, not all customers, clients are alike. They have different mindsets, they have different ways to react. But in order to enhance your career prospects, you must understand the need to develop a sound personality. What are these? At times, you may have to be flexible, as I said. At times, some of the students are not able to be convinced, but you have to. And will you convince them? Believe with your ability, with your ability of convincing through your logic, and also through through compassion. Of course, you will have to exercise some amount of diplomacy for that. Otherwise, it is very difficult to survive in this world. Now, why should we know? Why should we try to develop personality? Because if we have to survive today, and if we have to make our mark today in this crass competitive world, we have to prove our competence. And our competence can be proven only with the help of the knowledge of dealing with different personalities. And that way one can be competent, or one can ensure his competence in one's professional life. Now, it would actually be only half true if we simply talk about personality and we do not get familiarized with the major systems of personality. In this regard, though it is actually an area of psychology, but in this regard, all of us, some way or the other, are familiar with some of the theories of personality, where we shall be talking only two, because that is the expertise area of psychologists. So one very prominent person and one very prominent theorist, Sigmund Freud, which all of you might know, fine. So he, for the first time, gave this theory of personality, and he proposed three major systems of personality. What were these three major systems of personality? The first was id, then the ego, and then the superego. Now, all these have got different functions, and all these have different roles, but it is time that we must know them, because all of us sometimes are conscious, but on other occasions we are subconscious also, unconscious also. What you do, whether you do something consciously or unconsciously, that actually affects, and that actually has a telling effect upon our action. So when we talk about id is actually the very primary thing, and it is an inherent, and it actually is there with us since our birth. This id, the facility of id. And what id is actually very selfish by nature. This part of our personality is very selfish by nature. You want something, you want to have it, no? You have actually a cringing desire to have it, and you will have it. For that, you will execute all sorts of sources that are there. So id says, I want to do that now. I want to do that now. A hungry person, fine. If he's hungry, what can satiate him is only the bread. Now, how to get this bread, that again is a different question, isn't it? But then the instinctual urge is to get the bread. So id says, I want to do that now. And then comes ego. If id is actually the primary thing, if id actually wants that you have a desire to do something, how to perform? You can actually perform it with the help of the ego. Ego is at times a very negative word, my dear friends. Sometimes we say, maybe we can compromise, isn't it? And then the third thing, which is superego. No? We teachers, our parents, all of us possess a sort of superego. Even our children also have been listening to certain things. They have learned, fine, meaning thereby, God is great. No, you must not commit some error. No, this is bad. So how does, in every man, these layers are there, which is, no, this is right, this is wrong. So these three parts are very important, my dear. When we talk about id is actually a true psychic reality. It is a true psychic reality. You know, the desire increases and increases. And when the desire increases, when the instinct increases, it actually wants a sort of outlet. And this outlet has to be possible through two ways. I'll come to that later. So this id provides you an inner world of subjective experience. No, subjective experience. It will operate through pleasure principle. Now, what is that pleasure principle? No, somebody at some point of time feels that he has to. No, he feels like snitching. No, he feels like snitching, so he'll snitch. And after snitching, he feels a sort of relief. Like that, a hungry person, when he gets the food, he actually gets somehow or the other satisfied, satiated. I mean, there are two processes. What are these two processes? One can be a reflex process, as I said, snitching